Hi, my name is Corey Schaefer. I work for Pearson as a Pearson rep. This is a quick walkthrough video of our A&P mastering platform and just kind of where to find things, where different study tools and resources are located, how to work through the e-text, etc. I'm going to start off just by signing in. So if you haven't signed in yet, you can see how to do that. You can see I've typed in pearson.com/mastering. It's going to redirect us to this site. I've already registered, so I'll sign in. And it looks like I was already signed in as well, so it took me right to my MyLab and Mastering dashboard. I'm walking you through the A&P course, so I have this one ready right here. You should already be registered, so if you are, it's available here. I'm going to open it up. There are three main areas I'm going to show you: the e-text, study areas, and then assignments. On your course home, any assignments that have been assigned or even made available to you are going to appear here in your assignments. You can look at those in a calendar view if you have things coming up and they were assigned by your instructor. In this case, these are all just made available to the class. We have the e-text, and I'm going to open that up now because it usually takes a minute to load. And we have the study area, which is where I really want to start with y'all. Launch that study area. There are a ton of tools in here and it's overwhelming, so after I kind of walk you through where everything exists, I'm going to go back and kind of show you how I would start if I was a student. So starting at the bottom, we have audio files, flashcards, glossaries, we have case studies. The lab tools are why most people come in here. We have a practice anatomy lab and PhysioX, which are two of our programs, I think would probably be the best word, that'll help you with physiology, and then obviously a practice anatomy lab. There are, real cadavers, histology, there's illustrations, etc., all in here. It's a really good way for you to kind of adapt to different ways that you might see anatomy. Flashcards, lab experiments, tons of videos. We have an interactive physiology program there. These are we have different A&P flicks, smart art videos, practice quizzes, chapter tests. There's just a ton in here. Your lab manuals in here, but I kind of mentioned I was going to show you where I would start if I was a student. This is overwhelming to me. There is a lot in here, so I would start going by chapter, study by chapter. I think we're in the second half of the semester, so I'm going to go to blood vessels and circulation. And this breaks down chapter 20, every resource that we have for chapter 21. So there's the chapter 21 pre-test, a post-test, or like the chapter practice test, a bunch of quizzes, links out to the e-text. So if you're looking for a particular section, aging effects of the blood, heart, and blood vessel, you can jump right into the textbook there. We have glossary terms, flashcards for chapter 21, all of those interactive physiology videos or animations I had mentioned before are pulled out, broken down by chapter. So these are the three IP animations that we have available for chapter 21. PAL 3.0 is that practice anatomy lab. PhysioX is our physiology program as well. So that's where I would start. If you aren't sure where to go, start there. I'm going to go back to our mastering platform, go back to the course home. The instructor's course that I'm in had already assigned a bunch of these quizzes, so you can go through and take these if you want to test yourself. Kind of like how I mentioned searching by chapter in that last section, there's somewhere that I would start if I was a student for the assignments. Any assignment you see that has this little like flame icon is a DSM or a dynamic study module. These are essentially a reading quiz, but better and cooler and more fun. So let me open this up for you. We'll go back down to chapter 21. And there are a lot in here. So let's see, we'll go section group 2, which is a different section. So we're looking at blood vessels and circulation. Like I said, essentially a reading quiz. So if you're studying up on blood, oh man, I'm sorry. blood vessels in circulation. Sorry about that. So you're going to have up here, this gauge tells you how you're doing. This group of questions is broken into sets of 8 questions. So I'm going to kind of rush through 8 of these just to show you what happens. You can select multiple answers. If you are unsure, if you're certain of the answer, you can mark that down, and you're going to get the feedback on how you're doing. But one thing I want you to notice is that I'm not getting the correct answer when I'm wrong, and that's by design. So let's get here. I was hoping to get one right for y'all, but maybe not. When you do get one right, it turns a dark green to show you. So I've done 8 questions. If I had gotten any correct, they would have been thrown out of the deck. I missed all 8, so I'm going to learn. And they're going to give me all of the questions I missed. In this case, it's 8. If you only miss one question, you're only going to review one of these. So these are for only the ones that are wrong. You get the question, what I answered, what I should have answered, and then this is what makes it better than a reading quiz. It gives you content on why that answer is correct, why production of renin is correct. And then you can kind of scan through and figure out what you know and what you don't know. Hopefully you do a lot better than I do. I'm sure you will. And if you do, these are pretty quick and give you a really good study tool. So I'm going to go back to the mastering. Those were our dynamic study modules. We have an app for that. If you search on your phone for or tablet for Pearson Mastering, those are the dynamic study modules. Let me show you the e-text. So I've already opened the e-text, but this is where you'll go for it. It looks like I left off on page 729. I kind of opened this up already. This is chapter 21. Over here is our table of contents. Chapter 21. It's broken down by section. So if there's something you're looking for, you can go through there. Anything that's in red is going to be an interactive link. So you can pull open the glossary from there. We have it links out. If it's referencing a figure, you can link directly out to that figure, even though it's down here, just so you don't have to scroll up and down. It's a good way to study. There's a lot of tools in here. A lot of these are, if you're using the book, they already exist in the book, but there are things that don't, such as these like quick reading checks to figure out how you're, kind of just to make sure you understand what you're reading. It's going to reference other pages, so instead of flipping back and forth, you can have that open up. There we go. Check out the figure, close it back, you're still on the same page. Small things, but it does make it convenient. So cool. Yeah, there's a lot of like more normal e-text features in here. You can search if you're searching for particular content. You can bookmark pages to come back to later. You can highlight and leave notes for yourself. So you can leave a note like this, or you can just highlight and not leave a note if you want. And then later, if you are using the e-text, you can open up this menu. History is going to give you where you've been, any bookmarks you've saved. Notebook is going to give you any notes and highlights and bookmarks you have. So I know this is kind of quick. This is not meant to show you how to use everything, but more just kind of how to find everything. I try to make it as quick as possible. It's 9 minutes. It's actually pretty long. I hope you all have a really great semester and you're able to find a lot of really good tools that are going to help improve your experience. I know that your instructor is working really hard right now, and I hope that this can kind of just help you as you continue to learn throughout the semester. Have a great semester. Reach out if there's anything I can help with. My name is Corey Schaefer with Pearson. Reach out to me or your professor, and we are definitely here to help. Have a good one.